AI fundraising looks at efficiency and growth of what we really need to do when we're trying to reach donors, volunteers, anything like that. But the cost of not using AI is between £250 and £1,000 per grant application and can take between 2 to 10 hours to write. So that's a lot of time which you can be utilising elsewhere with face-to-face interactions with your donors, interacting with the volunteers, building those kind of relationships. There's £726 million wasted annually on unsuccessful submissions. We don't want that. We want to make sure that money's going to the right place with the right people, and AI can help with that. 60% people use AI, but many lack the skills to actually maximise its potential. As you were discussing earlier, there's a lot of AI tools out there, and you might have had a light touch with them, like utilising ChatGPT to rewrite something or answer some questions. But there's a vast array of AI tools with a lot more deeper kind of functionality which you can really utilise to streamline workflow, grant applications, anything like that. 40% still draft grant applications manually, spending additional time and resources. So like I said, between 2 and 10 hours to write a grant application. It's a long time, which you can be utilising that elsewhere with more interesting things, more creative things, and more of that relationship building. You all know what AI is the science and engineering of making intelligent machines, especially computer programs. It is related to a similar task of using computers to understand human intelligence, but AI does not confine itself to methods that are biologically observable. So we don't see the thought process, we just see the output from these AI tools. And that is from a study by Stanford University over in the States. But basically it's the ability for a machine to think like a human and perform tasks. But as we were mentioning earlier, it doesn't have the empathy to do things. So utilising AI in functional ways can be very, very useful, but we still need that human input, that human kind of touch to ensure that it's being implemented properly. So how can AI support non-profits and fundraising? Like I said, streamlining time-consuming tasks. Time is a commodity that we don't have enough of. By utilising AI to streamline these tasks, to automate any tasks that might be manual and time-consuming, I'm going to be repeating this over and over again, you can free up a lot of time for more useful things. So one of the tools that some of you may have heard of is Claude.
So I'm Sam, and I'm one of the researchers here at Handbook. Computer use is something that we felt was going to be important for a while now. So today we're going to be talking about a very early version we have of computer use and talking through a representative example of the things we think is going to be useful for. We're going to be going through a quick demo today. In this fictional demo, a customer, in this case the AMP equipment company, has come to us and asked us to fill out a vendor request form. The data I need to fill out this form is scattered in various places on my computer. What we're going to do is ask Claude to look at the spreadsheet, check if AMP equipment is in there, and if not, move over to the CRM and try and find some more information there. Once it has this data, Claude's going to then fill out the form for us and hopefully transfer the information across to the vendor form. First thing that's going to happen is Claude's going to start taking screenshots of my screen and quickly realises that the AMP equipment company isn't actually in the spreadsheet. So the first thing it does is it swaps over to a CRM and searches for the company we're interested in. Luckily, we get a search match, and Claude then starts scrolling through the page, looking for all the information it needs to fill out this form. Claude then autonomously starts transferring the information across without me having to do anything, and goes through the steps and fills out all the information needed. And then submits the form. This example is representative of a lot of drudge work that people have to do. This is available in the API. We're excited for people to try it, and we should expect things to get a lot better over the coming months.
So you can see with Claude there that it automates a lot of the kind of manual drudge work of filling out forms, and it can link with your CRM, it can utilise data you already have on your drive to fill out those forms and streamline that activity. Claude is one of the more unique ones where it does actually tell you what steps it's going through, so it doesn't just give you the output and fill out the form straight away. It does go through each of the steps and clearly signposts what it's doing at each point. So it builds that kind of trust in the activity and utilizing AI tools in that way. But there are a lot of different types of AI tools. So a lot of people are used to kind of content creation, so utilizing AI for writing copy. You've seen a lot of people making AI images recently, AI videos, music generation, things like that. So you can streamline things you want to use for your social media posts, any kind of marketing copy, website design, and so on. Other ways, search engines, so general or specific search engines to support research and engage with donors. So, for example, you want to find out all the donors that you've had in the East Midlands over the last 6 months. So rather than you going through and manually checking the data, you can have an AI tool to just pull that data from whatever data set that you've already kind of set up in place, so you can easily get that information within a couple of seconds rather than having to do all the work of going through Excel, filtering, pivot tables, all that fun stuff. Report generation, again, support with data analysis and generating insights, so automating that. You don't have to do all the pivot tables, creating dashboards in Power BI, Tableau. You can have AI tools that will do that automatically for you, generate those insights that can help you future plan any kind of marketing activities, fundraising activities, events. It can be really supportive with that. Chatbots, so virtual assistants that help the visitors on your website find the answers to your questions. I'm pretty sure we've all interacted with a chatbot. Amazon, quite a common one. If you go on there trying to get help with a parcel, it can help it. Siri, Gemini, Alexa, all of those are forms of chatbots which can help people, but you can have specific ones that relate to only your kind of data set. So if you have an FAQ version on your website, or some kind of frequently looked at web pages, you can design AI chatbots to pull information from there to help visitors to your website get the information that they need, or direct them to an email or phone number so they can get more kind of information. And team management, so ways to support your team and track workflow using AI tools. So a lot of people will use automation via Slack, and a number of different tools which I'm going to show you on the next slide, but it's how you kind of delegate your tasks. So you don't have to manually go in and say, right, Sally's going to do this, Bill's going to do that. You can have built-in profiles for your team, and when you put in a new task, the AI kind of functionality will go, oh, okay, this is a data analysis task. Bill does data analytics, we'll assign that straight to him. So you don't have to think too much about who's going to do what. And then donor communication, so automating and centralizing your donor communication, being able to kind of tag and filter it so you know, oh, these are new donors, these are existing donors, these donors have upped their pledge, things like that, so you can do targeted marketing to those people. So these are some of the kind of AI tools that you'll see. So donor search AI, enhanced call, prospect view, and donor box are all kind of fundraising focused. So the first three will look at how you kind of interact with your donors, do lots of insights relating to that. It helps you get those insights from your donor information that you already have. Breathe is a HR functionality. Rostify, Access, Assemble, they're really good kind of volunteer management tools. So if you have a bank of volunteers, you can have different categories for them, different kind of areas that they work in. And Rostify will create a roster for them, send it out, send out automatic emails to remind them for their shifts, to check in for their shifts. So you don't have one person having to send out all those emails, check if people have checked in, people have got the right equipment, the right kit, all that kind of stuff. Box.org is a really interesting one as well. So they utilize cloud-based software and AI to support charities and activities in high-risk areas or emergency areas. So, for example, the California wildfires recently, so they were able to support with those making sure that people had access to workflows, emails, all that kind of stuff through a cloud-based software and AI kind of interactions. General AI tools. So we've got the ones that you may have heard of already. So with ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini. Perplexity is a independent one, but works the same as the top three. Zoho Desk, DragApp are your kind of CRM help desk based AI, so you can create chatbots and things through that. Then we heard of Hootsuite. Know what you have? Did you know they have AI tools?
Yep.
Yep. So they have AI tools to help you generate content, schedule content, figure out when's the best time for doing that kind of stuff. Some more. So these are more the creative side of things. So Midjourney, AutoDraw, and Crayon. They're your kind of image generation tools. So if you need a specific image for your campaign or whatever, and you don't have time to or funding to leverage an artist or so on, you can use these tools for it. PhotoFix is a very useful one if you're in a charity with like sensitive people or young people and you need to blur out faces, things like that. So it's a very quick and easy photo manipulation tool, so you can blur out the images. Photoshop has their own inbuilt tool as well for that. Synestia, that's a music generation, so if you need music from video or so on, and you're not finding the right kind of vibe on any of the kind of audio libraries that you have access to, you can use it to generate some sort of audio clip for it. PictoChart is really fun. Well, I think it is, because that's infographics. So it uses data that you input to create interesting and engaging infographics. So with all that being said, you have to be very, very mindful of this. As we mentioned during our little chats earlier, you need to be transparent and communicate with your stakeholders about what's going on, that you are using AI tools, how you are using it, that you're using it ethically, sensibly, and mindfully. Staff training and awareness of AI use cases. So if staff are using them, making sure that they're not reliant on them, being critical about what they're using. They're not just putting a prompt into ChatGPT and taking whatever it says. They are looking at it, they're taking the information and building from that. Ensure existing and future data is GDPR compliant. You need to make sure everything's above board. So that is why robust and very clear policies for use of AI is very, very important. Data cleansing and compliance mapping prior to implementation. So you might have a load of data that you want an AI tool to make a report about, but is there duplicates? Has it been cleaned? Has it been checked prior to that? It's all well and good having a big spreadsheet with all this information, but is it the information that the AI tool will be able to use to create valuable insights? So none of these tools are just plug and play. You need to make sure you're doing the work, doing the research, doing the training to be able to utilize any of these tools effectively, ethically, and sensibly. So again, without potential biases of planning for data validation. So if you just go, yeah, make this report, you're not just going to take it and go, here's my report, that's it. You're being critical, you're looking at it, you're making sure that the insights match what you expect, or if it doesn't, have a look why it doesn't. Like I said, implement robust data protection, governance, and ethical AI policies. There's a number of places they use AI, they don't signpost it, they don't tell anyone that they're utilizing it, and they don't have any policies in place for proper use, mindful use, and ethical use. Okay, planning clear monitoring processes and procedures to make sure that you know people are using it, but you are checking. It's not just like, oh, we're using ChatGPT to write all our copy. You know that they're monitoring things in place. There are checks, there are processes. Again, be mindful using it. The tools I mentioned today, some of them are free, some of them are not, some of them are free for a little bit. So with DonorBox, you get 2,000 characters per month free in their chatbot, which can be used very, very quickly. So if you want to use these tools, have a try of it, see if you like it, and then see if the return on investment is worthwhile. That is a longer term thing, but making sure you have the right tool for what you need it for is very important. AI should be a tool to support, not replace. So I've used this image because if you think about making a cake, making it with just a hand whisk versus an electric mixer, they both work, but one's more time consuming than the other. And I think we all prefer to use an electric mixer than a hand mix if we're making a cake, because you can get a cake in an hour rather than a cup. So that is the key kind of thing. Everything we utilize AI for is meant to support, not replace anything. It needs to be used mindfully, critically and ethically.